if there are any questions, please feel free to ask them now. If Quinn could turn on the house lights. Where's Quinn? No? Yay! Just kidding. Yay! So, yes, if there are any questions, yeah.
What piece do you enjoy playing the most?
I've known the Chopin piece for the longest, and so it was the easiest for me. The Beethoven was really fun, but it was really painful. I mean, in many ways. It's been really stressful, and it sort of just came together like yesterday. It only sort of came together, but you know, it was pretty fun. It was cool to be able to get all the way through the first movement. I've done the second movement, so now all I have left is the third one, and I'm partway through that, so I might be able to get it done eventually. Yeah.
About how long did it take to fully master each piece?
I don't think I've fully mastered it. The Nocturne I learned, as I said, like a while ago, so I don't remember how long that took me. The Beethoven I've been working on for about a year, a little bit more. And the Bach I pulled out in the last couple of weeks, so that was exciting. But yeah, fun.
Why did you choose to do this as your senior project?
That's funny. I've been playing piano for like 8 years or something, and so it seemed as an appropriate thing to try to integrate into my culminating project. Plus, it was also the one that I could make fit the guidelines, so it worked and it would get approved. Right, Jack? We're here, so yeah. Right.
So what do the pedals do to the sound?
This pedal makes the sound last longer. So that one's versus, and then this pedal on the far left makes things quieter. So on some pianos it's better than others. And then the middle pedal varies on some pianos. Yeah, okay. On my piano at home and on this one, if you put the pedal down after you play a note, it'll hold that note, but not any of the other ones. So it's kind of like just half of the right pedal. I've never actually had to use that one, like ever.
Do you think the Chopin piece has counterpoint?
It does, but not as much as as the Baroque piece does, for example. Like by this time, they weren't really thinking about that. Like structure was, it only sort of mattered. And it sort of mattered, I guess, most in what you were going to call the piece, because there are certain differences between a ballade and a mazurka and a nocturne. But in most of the stuff he plays, I mean, counterpoint is kind of always there, but it's less present and less prominent in more romantic works than it is in Baroque and classical works. Yeah.
Why did you choose this 300 years cover instead of a 300 years earlier or later?
Partially because it fit with the cultural history curriculum, and also because this is the stuff that I've played. My teacher is Polish, so Chopin is like huge, and I've played, as I said, a lot of Chopin. I've been working on the Beethoven for a while. I've never actually played Bach or much Baroque piano music, so that was an interesting learning experience for me. But I guess I chose these 300 years because it was stuff that I knew and had access to. It's sort of where my training is.
Do you have a personal favorite of the 3 periods of music?
I like classical and romantic. I'm not such a Baroque fan, which makes my mom really sad. We were arguing about it today. But yeah, I'm not a fan. It's too mathematical for me. Any other questions? Oh, yes, sorry.
What helped you decide on those 3 movements and others?
My piano teacher. The Chopin was kind of a given. This is actually probably one of my favorite pieces that I've played. It was definitely the first piece of music that made me enjoy playing music, which, if you've been playing an instrument for a while, is pretty significant. Like, a lot of people have that piece, and this one is that one for me. And then we actually didn't decide on which movement of the Beethoven I was going to do for this project until like 6 months ago, which sounds like a long time, but it wasn't, especially since I didn't practice as much as I should have. But there was a question as to whether I would do the first movement or the third movement, which I'm partway through. You can't really learn music in 3 weeks. It's just not possible. So I had to pick from stuff I kind of already had been working on. And the Bach, we chose because when she played it, I said, oh, that sounds doable. And actually, we had originally decided that I was going to do the prelude. The well-tempered clavier has a prelude and a fugue for each key. So originally I was going to do the prelude, but it wasn't working and it wasn't sticking with me like at all. So then we decided to do the fugue, I think a week before the projects began. So that was exciting, but that's how I chose the